Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Women's Rugby World Cup. Now with me today, I've got a very special guest. Once again, it is my mother. She is a woman and she enjoys a bit of women's rugby, don't you?
I'm hooked now after last week.
It was a couple of good games though. Fiji's performance up against England in that first half was something very impressive from Fiji. I know we're going to turn on another light because we're a bit dark at the moment. You know what? We'll turn on two. There we go.
Gee.
Now it's a party, isn't it? It's quite bright. It's like looking straight into the headlights of a car, looking through.
So we'll look this way instead.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier. We have got there the Black Ferns, says Cooper Cronk. Now they are coming off a victory up against Australia, which seemed unlikely the way that they started that last match up against the Wallaroos. But they fought back in the end, getting themselves quite a comfortable victory. And now they'll be looking to do the same against Wales here. But it is about to get underway. New Zealand versus Wales. It's going to be an exciting game, I think.
It will be, yep.
Do you see the New Zealanders being able to get the job done comfortably, or do you think it could be a little bit closer?
It could be a little bit closer because there's a few newbies in the team, isn't there? Well, you know, not very experienced and quite young, so it could be exciting.
And a very experienced woman referee, Holly Davison. She has done a lot of the Seven Circuit over the last 12 months or so. But Wales will be kicking off this game. It is not being played at Eden Park, but I couldn't find a good image of the ground that they are playing it at, which is the Trust Arena. And good evening, Amish. Mum, good to see you too, says Spotamik. Yeah, straight away taken by, and it was Roos. New Zealand, they've got the first possession of this match. And the thing is, there was a stalemate for a long time between Australia and New Zealand. Both of the sides very even throughout the early stages. But now New Zealand already starting to get themselves some go forward, actually committing about 5 ladies or so. Little grubber in behind. Now, if this one sits up, it's going to be danger. Well done. Well gathered by the number 13, Sylvia Brunt. Now, on the outside, New Zealand almost able to break the line. It was Demant. Finds the ball on the outside. Now, no Ruby Tui at number 14. She has transitioned to number 15 for this game.
Yep.
It's going to be kicked straight into touch on the full by Wales, and it will be going back to where it was kicked from. Good morning, Hamish and Donna, says Gareth. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Let me know your score prediction for this contest. There is a game coming up later on today, Fiji versus South Africa as well, I believe. And that will be an interesting game. South Africa, one of those sides that will definitely want to get themselves a win under their belt. Fiji, same with them. Next game, Fiji play France. England play South Africa. Big game right there. It's going to be the scrum feed for New Zealand, though, where that kick was taken. Chelsea Jones in the front row. Normally decent in a rolling maul. The thing is, this Welsh side, I mentioned it a little bit beforehand, they haven't had that same experience and I guess the same funding that New Zealand have been privileged enough to have. Because, you know, it only recently actually became a professional rugby team, I want to say, for Wales. Like a lot of these ladies were working full-time jobs alongside their rugby career. So it's actually very admirable, if that's how you say the word. Don't know why I chose that one if I can't say it, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Little bit of a step there, a lot of pressure on Snowsill. Bremer look to turn it over. Looks like she's just going to sit on her opposite number there, but Wales going to be looking to kick it downfield. What are you watching this on, says the Kiwi Lad? It is on Spark Sport. That is where you can find the Rugby League World Cup, the Women's World Cup, and also the Rugby Sevens. Or not, sorry, the Rugby Sevens, the Rugby Women's League World Cup. Wrestled into touch. Nice work there. So it is going to be Baylor who is starting at number 9 for this match for the Kiwis. Wouldn't be a live stream without a sneeze.
No.
How about we double it? I'm good. I'm settled now. And also South Africa versus England, I don't want to watch. I'm not going to go well for us, says Gareth. Yeah, unfortunately, that one may be similar to what we saw between Fiji and England, how South Africa may have a decent start. Then slowly and methodically, that was a big cheap shot on the Welsh number. I believe that was number 7 in this one, Beth Lewis. It's going to be tackled without the ball. And Wales get themselves a penalty. Full stadium, says Cooper Cronk. Not quite by the looks of it. But I don't actually know. I know that it's in Auckland as well, which seems interesting because last round was in Auckland. I believe almost all of the matches were in Auckland, other than I think Sunday was in Whanganui, Saturday in Auckland. I would have thought this would be an opportunity to take it somewhere else for another pool stage, whether it's FMG Stadium, maybe you head a little further south to Sky Stadium, you know, just somewhere else in the country rather than just out of Auckland. I can understand why they've done it, though, just to keep everyone situated in the same spot. At the end of the day, the cases in New Zealand, they're ramping up a little bit.
Are they again?
a little bit at times. And also we have got there, who do you think will win the T20 World Cup, says the Kiwi lad. I think Australia are going to be a hard side to beat.
Oh.
Which I know my mum doesn't like, but at the end of the day...
England, Pakistan?
Yeah, I was going to say either Australia or England, I think, are my front runner at the moment. Because both of them being able to get 200 runs in that first match they played against each other. And both just look comfortable doing so. Big run from Jasmine Joyce. She is one of the smallest players out on the field, but she certainly packs a punch. She's got a ton of pace throughout the Sevens circuit. It's always a pleasure watching her go head-to-head with Michaela Blyde, who's New Zealand's speedster. They kind of just fly around.
Okay.
Best way of describing it. Big enough flying around. New Zealand, number 3, looks like she's going to join that maul from the side, or the ruck from the side, but it is going to be the scrum feed now for New Zealand. How many stadium we're username is just by Mick. I believe it's 2 each round. They are going to be slightly different. And then when it gets to the playoff stages, I want to say it will be eventually Eden Park. Maybe for the final. Although I would like to see it somewhere else. Just because Eden Park, they got that opening round, didn't they? And Auckland at the moment, they've had a lot of sporting events. So you got to look at it strategically and go, well, we don't want to overpopulate our stadium, do we?
That's a hard one.
Also 5 minutes into this match, still 0-0. So a bit of a stalemate between these two sides as well for the early stages. Now, that is Donna Rose at number 3 for Wales. There you go.
Popular name.
Slightly better than number 4, Sivan Lillycrap.
There's always a Jones in the Welsh side, whether it's women or men, isn't it?
Yep, Jones and Lewis.
Yeah.
So, and they've actually got 2 Lewises in there and 2 Jones. No, just 1 Jones. Bet you there's a Jones off the bench, though. A little bit of a mistake there from New Zealand. Another knock on from Sylvia Brunt. We're going to look down at the bench very quickly. How many Jones? No, we don't have any.
Evans and Thomas.
Evans and Thomas. We got the other Welsh names. See, Amy Duplessis coming off the bench for New Zealand. You'd have to say out of all the players on the field for that last match, she was probably the one that was a bit of a letdown in the nicest way possible. No, it was just that decision making. So maybe that's what the coach is saying here. He's saying you can come off the bench, see how you go. Currently playing a bit of Black Eyed Peas at the ground. So that's going to be a good night.
You don't know whether that was what she was told to do.
Plot twist.
Yeah.
I don't think so. There were some moments that she certainly could have passed, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's right. You called her Rico, didn't you?
Yeah, Rico Ioane in a woman's body.
Maybe that's who she's been watching.
That's a big scrum from the Welsh. And they win the penalty as well. Brilliant work from the Welsh ladies in the forward back, the front row. Hope, Jones and Rose getting New Zealand on the back foot. Right, this would be, I would say, an easy enough 3-point attempt if their legs were longer.
Yeah.
But because it's still about 40 metres out or so on the angle, this one's going to go to the corner, which is something I do enjoy because at the end of the day, it's pretty much that attacking style of rugby, similar to what we see from Sevens, although the only real difference in Sevens, unless you're looking at the Fijian Union team, it's pretty much the difference is rather than kicking for touch, you're just tapping it and going, trying to catch your opposition out. And the Seven Sisters do the damage to the Koala Roos last week. Says a Spider-Man, yeah. Portia Woodman, she did very well. Ruby Tui, Stacey Flula, instead of hitting, he had a couple of moments. And there as well, she's actually coming off the bench in this fixture, but a rolling maul for Wales. I did mention that Kelsey Jones, from what I've seen of this lady, she's pretty decent at keeping it going forward, although that's been slapped down and pulled down by New Zealand now. A little bit of a step-in department from Snowsill. And the Black Ferns 34-12 into Lofalola Hamish. And Mum says, Kingy Toto, welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing very well. And Brandon has said, hey, if anyone's wondering where I've disappeared to, I'm still here. I was just hiding. Oh, and update. Anyone who knew about the live stream earlier on today, there was a spider that was on my wall. Never found him. Or her. Could be either gender, couldn't it?
You freaked out, didn't you?
Not really freaked out. It was just more of the unknown. I didn't know where it was, so I didn't know what to prepare for.
You wanted me to come and find it. Would have been long gone. No, there it is.
I think it could have gone down a hole because I thought it was going up to its home up there, but then it was a bit drunk, so it fell down from up there and went straight down. I thought you were sleeping because you're offline, says Brandon. Yeah, my Discord's being a bit weird. I know that you keep on updating me saying that I do need to try and fix it. Just know I've tried to fix it. It doesn't seem to want to. Could be in your shoes. Don't say that, Gareth. I would not be keen on that.
You want to still be sitting here?
Although I did have shoes down. Yeah, but they were scuffs. So it's not too bad. One moment. We will go like this. Oh, it's stolen by New Zealand now. It's going to be a big run from the number 6, Alana Bremner. Sister of Chelsea Bremner, I would think. They look quite similar.
Okay.
Both got the tall jeans. Now New Zealand inside of their own 22, looking to build it up with a couple more phases here. Back across to the left-hand side. That's going to be stripped, beautifully done by Wales. Talia John able to get onto that one. And now New Zealand going to be under pressure, only a few meters out. Interception.
Yes!
No, she's been taken down on the 22. Ruby Tui's done well there, though. To the oval to get that one.
What an intercept. She died for that.
Well, she had to, because if she missed it, there was going to be a massive gap there.
That was a try, Wales.
Now back off to the right-hand side, New Zealand. They want to get Woodman involved. You haven't really seen her yet. She's lurking. Look, she's pointing out on the wing. She knows where she wants the ball. She just has to wait for her opportunity. So she's actually on that same wing as Jasmine Joyce. So they've also had a few foot races throughout the Sevens circuit, which is coming back into Hong Kong very soon for the men on the 3rd and the 5th of November, I believe is when that has taken place. It's up Hamish House, but it's going very well. But and also Portia scores the first. And also it's a mechanical one, Hamish, hands off. Says Spider-Mick, and also we have got the Eddie Links. Says Keelan there. Not really, just Spark Sport here in New Zealand's your best bet. And then also Sky Sport Pacific, I guess, is your other option. It depends on where you're from, though. They do have a website where you can check where to watch from, depending on the country you're in. Now Ruby Tui be running down the wing, passes off. The short pass off to Bremner. Now finds the offload to Woodman. Tries to go through John. New Zealand, phase after phase, trying to keep this ball alive. Currently 11 phases in to the player, and please do Fiji versus South Africa, says Brandon. I believe we've got an overlap with something we're doing in real life for that game, unfortunately. So that is why we will be missing that one. But we are going to be hopefully covering both of their games for next week. The two sides are knock on from New Zealand in the breakdown. Slightly, I guess you could say, a throwback to last week. They just weren't able to hold that ball for the first 30 minutes or so. But Ruby Tui, she started finding that gap on the outside. Got the ball off to Bremner, who had good hands there. It's Keelan's birthday tomorrow. So, yeah, hopefully Keelan enjoys his birthday on a Monday. I assume that would be for yourself. You are also in New Zealand. And Portia Woodman for the first try, says Octodad. And yeah, my Discord has been glitching out too, says Gareth there. And also Talova Lova, Hamish Amman, Black Ferns 31-21. Okay, so you go on a narrow victory for the Black Ferns. And to be fair, this Welsh side, it looks like they're forward pack at the moment.
Wow.
Might have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to the rolling more and scrum time.
Yeah, it's early days though.
Okay, drinks. I think they are running onto the field at the moment. A little bit of an injury, maybe.
Yeah, and as I said, they're giving everyone a go in the Black Ferns. So
just trying to get everyone's legs limber.
Well, it's a good way to do it. You know, if you've got your bench to back you up if you muck it up.
And we will look through at that Black Ferns bench, but we've got a little bit of a stoppage. See that seamless transition there. Been practicing. Boom. Look at that. So they have got Duplessis, Coxedge, Hirani. Also those front row replacements of Luca, Connor, Murray, and Talmata, I feel like will be pretty handy throughout the later stages of the match. And Nun Wu, she actually started the last match, did very well for the Black Ferns as well. But there's a little bit of talent off this Wales bench. We cannot forget that. They will be coming out firing and hoping to secure themselves a spot in their next match. And it is going to be up against the Australians.
Well, you got to try your whole squad. Otherwise, you know, come the crunch time and players are injured, what are you going to do?
Another big scrum from Wales there on their own 22, now driving forward in the midfield. Bit of a counter ruck there from the Black Ferns, number 13 in this one, Brunt. Trying to brunt her way over the ball in the breakdown, but it will still be on the side of Wales. Talia John doing well. Right, Wales, they have been told to use it. Going to fire it back into the pocket to Snowsill. One's going to be looking straight into the sun. She's done well to take that. And even just looking at the sun for a second, normally your eyes go funny, don't they? But that is going to be a great run up the middle from, it was Portia Woodman. Now the offload from Dunmant. Ruby Tui trying to jump on it. She's been tackled by Jasmine Joyce. Also, two ladies who have experienced quite a bit of the Seventh Circuit together.
That's a good run.
The good carry from the forwards from New Zealand now. A nice little pick and go around the side from Baylor. An advantage has been earned by New Zealand as well. 13 minutes in. 40 metres out from the line. Going to be close. 20-6 to Black Ferns. Hey, I don't want to get smart, says Spider-Mick, and also Black Ferns 110, Wales 3, says Octo Dad there.
Got to score a lot of points for that.
They may have to speed up a little bit for them to be able to get those ones, but they've got a penalty now. It's crazy to think that England almost got 100 points in that game up against Fiji, definitely because of what the score was at half time.
Yeah.
They scored.
They did score a few
about
in the second half, didn't they? 13
tries in the second half, or some ridiculous stat like that, which is pretty incredible for a 40-minute half of rugby. I tried to do that once on Rugby Challenge 4, unreleased video, never went out on the channel, but I pretty much set a full-length Rugby Challenge 4 game, 80 minutes, see how many points I could score, see if I could get to 1,000. Fun fact, you can't, unless you're scoring literally every second of the game.
Which you can't.
Yeah. I think I got to like 200 or 300 and something.
Oh.
Maybe 400, I don't know. Unreleased videos. We've got, I would say, a folder of about 100 unreleased videos that I've either not been happy enough with to upload or that have just kind of slipped through the cracks.
I'm sorry, I was trying to listen
That's
to
good.
what they're doing.
I understand Holly Davidson. She's Scottish, so she's quite hard to understand. It'll annoy all the Scots who are watching, won't it?
How engrossed in the rugby.
Around the side.
It intrigues me.
Kilano Vale. With a nice run, and now there's going to be Tangan Wainohu. Have another carry. 2 plus 20 metres out, 22 metres out at the moment for New Zealand. Their forwards are making those extra metres, which can be very handy. Demant goes for the cross kick. It's going to find the hands of the number 14, Whitcliffe. Ball on the inside, beautifully done. Now Brunt almost able to go through. 5 metres out from the line for the Kiwis. Getting taken down there, Teresa Fitzpatrick. You'll never guess what she also has done on the rugby circuit. Sevens. Gotta love it. And a lot of the sevens ladies, they seem to just have that next level of stamina to be able to help their side out.
And her sister plays Silver Ferns.
There you go.
I saw an article. Well, I saw the headlines.
New Zealand, couple inches away from the line here, looking for it. Looks like it's kind of stuck, though. Now around the side. She's going to be tough to stop, but I think it's held up. Yes, it is. Brilliant defence from Wales. Sorry. I know you won't like me clapping that.
Oh, yeah, but you got to clap. Good defence, don't you?
Kelsey Jones done brilliantly there to be able to get under that one. And Young Wu first try, says by the way. Okay, so you're saying a lady coming off the bench will score the first try. Okay, second half maybe. It's possible, though. A bit of a stalemate. 22 sides in the 15.5 minutes. Fly half for the first try, says King. Oh, so I assume that is Demant rather than Snowsill. Kick down, fell. Ruby Tui says, I'll have that one, thank you. And now it moves up to 20 metres out. Although she's been slammed hard, she doesn't look like she's getting up that comfortably here for Ruby Tui. May have injured herself in the process. They're a little bit laboured in the movement. It's going to be going back for the penalty for the high tackle. I believe that was actually a high tackle on Ruby Tui.
Yeah. Oh, she'll run it off. She's tough.
Dangerous tackle from the Welsh. New Zealand considering taking the 3 points here, I think. But instead, they're going to kick for the corner. It's a risky tactic, but it may pay off.
Well, it's a pretty tough kick from there too. Isn't it?
I know I would certainly miss it.
Yeah. And we have seen you miss it.
Quite a few times on the channel, isn't it? I saw a nice... a little bit high there on Ruby Tui. I saw a drop kick yesterday that I think it was Carl sent to the group on the Discord. I'll show you it in the halftime break. It's quite a good one. Great run forward for New Zealand. Now back across. Now the number 10, Demant gets close.
Wrong player to get the ball there.
They don't shy away from a bit of contact, do they? Better player to get the ball there.
Yeah.
Wales defending brilliantly, though. They haven't had anyone offside up until maybe that moment, but it's going to be the try for Bremner. And this time, it is Chelsea who has been able to get in for the first try of the match for the Black Ferns. 17 minutes in, Chelsea Bremner, first try of the Rugby World Cup 2021. Welsh ladies aren't pro, eh? Only New Zealand, France, or Wales and France. Oh, I guess some of them, the Welsh ladies, could be playing in England or France. Anyone know? I know that if they are pro, they've only very recently, kind of last 12 months, gone into the pro circuit. Because, like I mentioned earlier on, a lot of these ladies have full-time jobs alongside this. They've got kids as well that they look after. So it's pretty much you get a couple rugby trainings a week, and then you're on the road for the Women's Six Nations and pretty much all the internationals. Because for you, Hamish, a free next weekend, 9 p.m. or 9:45 on Friday or Saturday. Part 2 of the interview. I will have to work out the schedule. I haven't actually looked at next week, but I will try my best to let you know beforehand. And Kai, yellow card, no yellow card for that one. Just seemed like it rode up a little bit from about there.
Didn't deserve a yellow card. It wasn't.
I don't think it was cynical. It was just a lock trying to tackle a shorter lady.
It sort of started there, but went. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, go Kiwi, says Sweetie B. And also, who scored for New Zealand? It was Chelsea Bremner, their number 5. Now lining up the kick here, Demant has not quite got that one to come around the way that she would have liked. And that, I think that kick right there summarises why they went for the line out.
Yeah.
Just because it seems like the distance isn't quite there.
Yeah, and the further the angle, the further you have to kick it, isn't it?
Also,
I think there's a bit of wind, so.
And also, woohoo, Chelsea Bremner says it was Bijou. So, Alana Bremner also on the field. Do you think we're going to see a Bremner double between the two sisters? I believe they're sisters. If they're not sisters.
I think they just said that before, yeah.
I was going to say, either they're not, or if they're not sisters, they're very close cousins. Because they look very similar. Nice run forward. Great run from Ruiz. Moving up to the halfway line. She came off the bench in the last match. Around the side. It is going to be Alana Bremner. New Zealand starting to find their feet. Now another crossfield kick. Almost a bit too much, but taken beautifully down the wing now. Some quick stepping feet. Gives it off to Ruby Tui. This is also going to be stepping through. Taken down 25 metres out from the line now for New Zealand. Baylor looking to dig this one out of the bottom of the breakdown. That was not the pass option, I don't believe there, but it's gone backwards. It's going to be play on just for now. Baylor once again goes across to the left to Ruiz. And also we have got there, when is this playing? Now. I believe. Unless the question is when is New Zealand playing next, and I believe the answer is 5:45 next Saturday. And sorry, I'm late. Just finished the Seattle versus Houston do-or-die MLB game that went to 18 innings. And they're now wide cut-out pass. Portia Woodman, she considered passing it on the outside, and it would have been Alana Bremner who got it. But instead, Portia Woodman, she decides to go over, scores the try, and now New Zealand have got themselves a 10-0 lead. So her 4th try of the Rugby World Cup. Portia Woodman, she's trying to get right up there. Jason Cummings the Socceroos with a bicycle kick. Says the Lim report there, the Evil Mariners have just scored against Wellington 1-0. Of course, they are playing at the moment, the Wellington Phoenix, aren't they?
Oh. Okay.
Very sincere.
Wow.
Oh, Portia almost blew that.
Yeah,
she got a little bit confident.
She did.
And as you would be if you ran over the top of a player like she did last week. A win by the Wallaroos yesterday. Did you see us beating Wales? Or do you see us beating Wales to make the finals? I think so. Wales should be another stepping stone in the Wallaroos' journey to the quarterfinals. I'd say. And great start for the Black Ferns, says Nov Mum there, and cricket score coming up. I guess the big question is who's going to be the sides who actually make it through, because you've got 3 groups of 4. Top 2 go through, you've got 6 teams. And then it's the 2 next best ranked teams. So you're looking at maybe a Fiji or South Africa. Then you've got Wales and Scotland both jockeying for that spot. And then in the other group, I believe it's going to be Italy and someone else. I think Italy and maybe not Canada or the USA. I think they are top 2 at the moment. There's another team in that group. It's a good strike of the ball, but it's just gone away to the right-hand side. And how did England nearly lose? Says it was Xavier Brown there.
They took a while to get going, didn't they?
I guess it's one of those ones that a win's a win at the pool stage. As long as you're getting those extra points on the board, it can be absolutely crucial for you.
Yeah, and it's a good workout, isn't it? Before the final run, see how you're going.
And also they've been quite busy with rugby league that I almost forgot about the Women's Union World Cup, says Sammy Sonia. Yeah, there's been so much competition on at the moment around the world for sport. And you've also got the T20 World Cup coming just around the corner. And who you think wins the Bunnings NBC? I think it depends on who's got the home game. I'm not sure whether it's in Canterbury or Wellington yet. But if it's in Canterbury, I'd say Canterbury are normally pretty strong at home. Whereas Wellington at the moment, they have got a very good winning streak. So even if they did play in Canterbury, I think they'd still challenge them pretty heavily. Now, Wales having to work for that ball, losing a lot of metres in the process. Canterbury home side.
First,
I think.
Venue to be confirmed.
Okay, to be confirmed pretty much probably means Orange Theory Stadium.
Yeah, because Canterbury's got their name first. So.
One moment. If you go to tables, Wellington finished with 38, Canterbury 46. Yep, Canterbury home game. So it's going to be tough, but Wellington are the kind of side that currently on the road or anywhere been pretty strong. That Ranfurly Shield just seems to boost sides to that next level. And that's what Wellington are finding out with about a 10-match winning streak currently in the Bunnings NBC. Wales about to kick this one into touch. Into the shade. Looks like a nice day up there. It's better than what we've seen for the Northern Hemisphere. A lot of rain, a lot of wind. Right. Wales.
There's a few in the stands there, though.
Few in attendance with their poise. Been a bit of a, I guess, an icon of this World Cup. That didn't look too straight, but it's straight enough. Lovely inside ball.
Good
going off to Kelsey Jones. 25 metres out from the line now. Wales have got the ball once again. It is going to be Lewis. Going back across, big tackle made on Cara Hope, driven back about 10 metres or so, and that's going to be the penalty for a Welsh lady going off her feet in the breakdown. He should start swimming the NBA. I really know hardly anything, if anything, about the NBA, unfortunately, so that's probably why I wouldn't do too much basketball in the future, just because, I wouldn't know too much about it. It's one of those competitions, though, but if we did do some sort of streaming, we would clarify that we have no idea what's going on, just so that people don't get annoyed with us streaming the competition. And also we have got there from Terry, a little YouTube icon, and how would steamed ham go where Simon Bridges has John Key round for unforgettable luncheon? Says William Double J. Well, I've missed your deep questions, William. I think it's been a good few months now. Great run from Portia Woodman. Going up, but good low tackle made by Jasmine Joyce. Space on the outside. Is it going to be Alana Bremner? She's getting close. Finds the offload. Unselfish. And that is going to be Sylvia Brunt going in for another try for the Kiwis. And also we have got the Heights Hunter again. See, that was Hunter MD. And also the goal was being reviewed for VAR for the Wellington Phoenix game. Did they end up having it disallowed in the end, or was it a allowed goal? What I can actually do for you, Mumsy, is I can put a little screen up. And I can go like this. And like this. And like this.
Oh, and you can put it down
there you go. So it was disallowed.
Oh, bad luck.
So I can put that down there for you.
Okay.
So it looks like you're looking at the chat. Really, you are watching the A-League. And also just tuned in. Sorry, I couldn't be here in the beginning. Says Swift. No worries at all, mate. Plus, it's like you're in England, so it's like 5 a.m. So or 3 a.m. So it's understandable why you aren't here. It's all good. But New Zealand, they started to find a little bit more momentum now. The last couple of minutes. A good try from Sylvia Brunt. And also who reffed this game, it is Holly Davidson. You will maybe know that name if you've been watching a lot of Sevens rugby for the last little while. She is a very good female referee from Scotland. She's done over 100 matches of the Sevens circuit.
Wow.
It's a lot of running. Is there another game after this? CS Sports Highlights, there is. It is going to be Fiji versus South Africa. Sadly, we can't cover that one, but should be an entertaining game, and hopefully it's relatively close in the process as well. Because Fiji, they'll be looking to try and get some of that points differential back up, I think, in the game. And South Africa, they didn't do too badly against France, so maybe it could be a little bit closer. That kick is missed, currently 0 from 3 at the moment. And also does a couple of NBA streams, says the Kiwi lad there as well. But the carry meters, 258 for New Zealand compared to the 25 of Wales.
Wales looked quite good at the start, didn't they?
More than 10 times the carry meters. And it seems to be that Wales currently just can't get themselves that position that they need to try and build up some phases. Oh, great take. Looking straight into the sun and a good run off the back there from McMenamin. And also, okay, bye, says Q. Let's see you later. Now it's going to be back across all. Bit of a slip there. Done well there. Kaylee Powell going off to the left-hand side. Skip pass out to Portia Woodman. Trying to bump off Jasmine Joyce. She's a little pocket rocket, but she's just being ripped apart. And now Portia Woodman, she's not passing. She's scoring the try. She's going to get herself another. She's looking for 2 hat-tricks in a row. She's already got 2 in this contest now. Do you still do gaming? We do have a Kiwi Lads gaming channel, which we have been playing a bit of Wii Sports recently, which is a bit unorthodox. I will mention it does have a little bit of swearing in it. So parental guidance, or actually, no, not parental guidance, because your parents will just be like, don't watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little bit of swearing in there. Myself and George, we're hoping to do a little bit of Rugby Challenge 4 on the channel, though, in the future. And Black Ferns need a new kicker. Says, no, Mum, well, that was pretty tough.
Yeah.
You know, those legs aren't as long as they would like them to be.
And they're not bringing them round for them. Maybe this one will be a bit closer. But
this one should be doable, I would like to think. Portia Woodman, she was never passing that, was she?
No.
As soon as she got excited, she bumped off one and then she went, right, I'm creating a highlight reel here. Bumps through another tackle. That time it was Harry's, and then little shuffle, wasn't it? Little boom, boom.
Oh, no, that's the halfback on the...
Yeah, the halfback. She was thinking she might have gotten the opportunity. And also we have got there, come on, Amish, Fiji versus South Africa, the game to watch. Spark sucks. Spider big. And there, yeah, a lot of people turned against Spark Sport for the Rugby League World Cup.
Did they?
Because there was a stage where there was 5 minutes of frozen.
Oh, wow.
But it wasn't just Spark Sport. It was actually everywhere apart from the BBC, I believe, were the only place that still had it. But it did take Spark a little bit longer to get it back than some of the other places. It's that George A swears like a drunken sailor, says Nazzy Williams. He does. And normally he's quite strategic because he'll do the videos with me after I've been up all night. So then I also swear a little bit because at that stage my filter's gone.
Yeah.
Which makes for some good content, doesn't it, Mumsy? Currently, Portia Woodman. She is sitting at 5 tries at the moment. I'm about to sneeze again. Sneezing's fun, isn't it? Who doesn't enjoy sneezing? Pretty much everyone, because it sucks. It's weird, isn't it, when you think about it, sneezing? Like coughing, you can kind of understand, but sneezing, why?
True.
Just life lessons and whatnot. New Zealand going to win by a country mile, says Buttermilk there. Norhans from Holly Davidson there. 22-0 at the moment. New Zealand sitting with 30 minutes gone on the clock. They have already got themselves the bonus point, the way that it is sitting in this World Cup. Love sneezing, says Nazzy Williams in there. Now available for Wales, I believe. They've been able to get that clean turnover. Beautifully done by the Welsh ladies there. Oh, everything looks frozen. There we go. We're back. Just a little bit of Wi-Fi issues. And now it looks like still Wi-Fi issues. There we go. Now back down again. New Zealand with 10 minutes left in this first half will be definitely looking to put together a few more phases after the Welsh give them the ball back, if they give them back. And as it started, it says Rapid, it has indeed. 30 minutes in, 22-0 for the Black Ferns there. And also I got New Zealand to win by 23 plus. Says, no, Mum, nice to see Mum on board. Says Sanjeva there. Hopefully I'll pronounce that correctly. Oh, yeah, she's getting right into the Rugby League World... Oh, sorry, not the Rugby League World Cup, the Women's Rugby World Cup, aren't you? In a few games. Have you been doing any research off live stream, watching the games?
No.
Okay. That's all right.
Should have been.
No, it's all right. I like learning on the job as well.
Yeah, it's fair enough. But, you know, me in my downtime, I watch Netflix.
She does. She's got quite a few shows that she's keen on. Who has scored the tries? So we saw one from Chelsea Bremner, 2 from Portia Woodman, and also one from... What was the other try scorer? I believe it was...
13.
Yeah, Sylvia Brunt.
The young chick.
She was the other scorer. I think having this one seems to be affecting this one a little bit.
Okay, that's all right.
We might close that one. And also, we have got there, there's the same as when people fart, smell, or people say fart, smell. I reckon there's a lovely fragrance and aroma within fart smell, especially my own. Says Nazzy Williams. Sounds like something straight out of a philosophy novel. You know, Einstein could have written that.
Could have, but didn't.
And okay, thanks. Says Mijo. No worries at all, mate. Apparently Wales and New Zealand. This is actually the last game of this group for the Women's World Cup. And then the next group that we are going to be seeing a game for is actually the Fiji, South Africa, England, and France group. could be a relatively close one. I don't know whether Spark is frozen or whether our coverage is frozen. At the moment, we're going to reload though. See whether or not it is still working. Fart stink man. Okay, burps are worse, says Gareth there. And dry ace, says Nuzzy Williams.
This might conclude our coverage for today.
No, surely not. I don't know if it's Spark Sport though, or whether it's actually our Wi-Fi. Although our Wi-Fi up in the top corner doesn't seem to be too bad. It's current point in time. And great commentary, I just subbed. Says Rapid there. Hugely appreciated, mate. And yeah, hope you have been enjoying the coverage so far. I think it's about to be back.
Really?
Hopefully. We're going to keep the scoreboard updating though. We actually had this on Spark Sport yesterday, but I don't think this one's completely Spark Sport's fault.
Why not? Whose fault is it?
It could be Spark Sport. Although see how it's a little bit slow. So maybe it's our Wi-Fi's fault.
Yeah, well, we're looking into that at the end of November, hopefully.
Yeah, we are frozen, aren't we?
Yeah.
I don't know if people can still see us or not.
Oh, what a look.
I think the whole Wi-Fi's just gone down, but they can probably still hear us. So no swearing.
No swearing.
No swearing, just in case.
Can't tell rude stories.
No. Hey, we're back.
No.
Hello, everyone. Nearly 18K men. Says Nuzzy Williams. And yeah, we were frozen for a bit, but I believe now we've been revived.
Do we?
Yeah. Hopefully. I don't know if that's the Wi-Fi. It's probably from all the streams we've done this weekend. It's finally decided that it doesn't like us too much. And do you know how to watch the Rugby League World Cup without Spark? Because I'm broke, says Sports Highlights. Your best bet's probably a free trial of Spark Sport. I believe they've got a 7-day free trial. There's also the illegal streams, but you don't really want to go down that path too often because you can end up with viruses. And then it's going to cost you a lot more to get a new phone or computer than it will to get yourself the subscription, if that makes sense. Spider making ribs or webs on your router, maybe. And disappointing from Samoa. It was. Did you see the score on that Samoa England game?
Were they supposed to lose by that much?
They were favourites.
Hey, Samoa.
Yep. $1.73 favourites in that contest.
Tonga would be more.
Tonga at the moment, I think they've got Papua New Guinea on Wednesday morning. That's going to be a good game of rugby league. Currently, the score is still sitting 22-0. We are waiting for the coverage to resume here for ourselves in New Zealand. I'm going to close all of my tabs that I can. See whether or not we can get this up and running. Oh, this might be promising. Watch live. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And we're back. Right. Nothing's happened. We're still waiting for a scrum. I think there was an injury in the time that we were off. We didn't miss too much. Still a little bit of start stoppage there. I'm not sure if that's our Wi-Fi. Seeing as we froze, it might be my PC that's decided that it's got a spider in it and it doesn't.
Oh, bollocks.
No, well, it could be. I haven't seen it come out yet, have we? Oh, it's on TV3, Hamish, says Spider Mick. That is a good bit of information because I can go on 3 now, can't I? 3 now.
Yeah, no, it's Anthony.
It's a shame. It was a good game up till this point. It should hopefully come back relatively soon. I think it's also just my PC has decided it doesn't like me. I know I joked about the spider web, but we haven't seen it come back out. And the PC's now playing up. Mum's just checking the score at the moment. TV3 starts at, it starts at 3 p.m. So they're actually a delayed coverage, are they? Now New Zealand. Once again, we'll try refreshing. Samoa needs to kick out Milford, says Prod there. Yeah, they just didn't seem to quite gel with Anthony Milford there. Also, Levi didn't do too well at number 9. Seemed like they just weren't really on the same ballpark or the same tactical mind, unfortunately. So it did seem to really cost them. Currently still 22-0 in favour of the Black Ferns, trying our best to get the coverage back, but it seems like it is not playing the game just at this very moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if I can get it on my phone. We're going all unorthodox. I don't think I've ever watched Spark Sport on my phone that I know of, unless I've got the app. I do have the app. It should. And game starts at 4 p.m. on TV3. So yeah, an hour delay for that one. But currently still 35 or so minutes through this contest. We did see an injury stoppage just before, which is why New Zealand. Oh, now I got to remember the email. One moment. We'll go like this and like this. I will mention this is not normally what our commentary live streams are like, ladies and gentlemen. Normally we have got a little bit more commentary. But for now, Spark has decided that they do not like us. It's the other one, isn't it?
Yeah.
This one. There we go. Not that one.
Which one did you put?
The other one.
It's not a capital though.
We're in. Right. Let's see if we can get it on the phone. We're going to go to the Black Ferns game. Watch live. We're going to close that one. This is old school, isn't it? There we go. We've got a little bit of coverage right down in our corner at the moment. We're going to turn our brightness up. There we go. We're going to wedge that somewhere. That looks like as good as... No, it's not going to sit there. That's all right. I'm going to put that there like that and wait for it to fall down. Okay. We're going to quickly swap that to there. You now hear it?
Yep.
Right, we've fixed it, ladies and gentlemen. That took quite a bit of effort, but currently New Zealand 22 points to 0, up with 36 minutes through. We'll try and get it back on the computer during half time. One moment, we all got it this. Do you commentate the All Blacks? We certainly do. We have done a lot of rugby internationals over the last 12 months or so, including all of the Rugby Championship. We are going to be doing all the November internationals that are being shown in New Zealand as well. The commentators are no longer at the ground. Or can you hear commentators?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't got the commentators in my ear. That's all right, though. Because I feel like I'm...
So you...
No, I'm all good. I'm all good. We don't want to jinx it. Rolling more here for Wales. And now off the back.
Good tackle.
Nice go forward, but a brilliant tackle made by New Zealand, having a goal line defend, and it's going to become the penalty in favour of the Black Ferns. And someone just ran past my place yelling, have you seen my pants or my paints? Paints or pants? Because I guess paints, that's understandable, because don't you hate when you're painting and you can't find any of the paint, and you know how expensive it is when you go to Resine or somewhere like that? So I can understand the frustration of the paints. Pants, it's unfortunate when you lose your pants.
It's creepy, that's what that is.
But when you lose your pants.
Yeah.
How do you know his pants weren't stolen?
Why did he have them off?
It's a good question. I can think of many occasions where I have had pants off.
Yeah, but
Some
did
normal.
anyone steal them?
No, luckily they didn't. Now New Zealand. Pushing forward now. Ruby Tui finds the pass on the outside, and now once again down the wing, Whitcliffe. She's got some very good step and feet, but just a little mistake from the Black Ferns. What inspired you to be a commentator? Because you are amazing at it. I don't really know. I think it was just we were doing Rugby Challenge 4 videos, doing a bit of gaming, and like it was just said to us, why don't you try doing like a watch along of a match? So we did one, and now 1,000 or so later, still going strong. And how has Ruby been doing at fullback? She's been pretty prominent throughout that back line. She's been joining the line nicely. I think it has certainly been helping the Black Ferns throughout this matchup. I'm just looking because I have a tripod over there that worst comes to worst, I can stick the phone onto.
Yeah.
But we might not have to do that just yet. But yeah, she's been doing very well. A crazy artist. And Donna, you should play for the White Ferns cricket team.
Nah, too old. That wasn't good enough either.
Yeah, all right, though. I remember you
average.
mentioning you scored 80 something.
70.
70?
62.
62. It's slowly getting lower and lower. Is it going to eventually go down to 5?
No, I got two. I have scored 250s. Yeah,
Must be nice.
in my career.
I have never scored a 50.
No. So get out there and try it. It's an awesome feeling.
And also, do the gals get much cash in New Zealand for rugger? Believe they get a professional salary. I'm not too sure how much a professional salary is,
though. They get more than they used to.
As they should.
Yeah.
And also, you get a PGA 2K23? Probably not. Unless it's on special, maybe. And also, Kiwi Gamer, I've got that game. Says Ollie Wilson. Currently 30 seconds left in this first half. New Zealand They've given away that penalty, so Wales will be able to more than likely kick this one for touch. Did very well to try and hide that yawn, didn't you?
I can't stop yawning now. Once you start, eh?
Oh, yeah, a bit high. From actually almost 2 players. Both centres trying to put in a big hit. Now Wales, they will be looking to kick this one for touch. Currently 22-0. This game for the Kiwis. Wales have been extremely close to getting through multiple times, but it's that defence 5 metres out from their own line. It's that kind of defence that could end up helping them towards a final of the World Cup as long as they can keep those tries from being scored. We didn't see it much up against Australia. And did you call the Oz Men's League versus Fiji? I fell asleep and woke up at the end, says Annoy. We didn't actually do that game. Instead, we did the Bulls versus Munster, but also kept you updated throughout the live stream of Fiji versus Australia. And in the end, I mean, Fiji scored first and they scored last. It's just Australia scored about
everything in between.
Yeah, about 8 or 9 times in between.
Okay. Aussie are quite strong, aren't they? Unfortunately.
Yeah, defending champs as well.
Yeah. They're the Kiwi. They're back in the Kiwis, aren't they?
They're saying we've got a decent chance. Australia, England, New Zealand, and I think it was Samoa are actually the 4 front runners.
Yeah, see, I thought Tonga had the stronger team, but obviously I don't know much.
I'd say, no, I'd agree with you there. Tonga at the moment, they are sitting as the $151 for being able to win the Rugby World Cup for league, which seems incredible because at the end of the day, as long as they get through their group stage, it's just playoff footy.
Yeah.
And anything can happen. Like, they could take down the Juggernauts. They get it right for 80 minutes. It's the halftime siren currently. Wales going for the little chip and chaser behind. New Zealand taking it nicely. Going to be going back for the initial advantage, though, to Wales. So we'll have a little bit. Okay, they've actually got 2 penalties against New Zealand by the looks of that one. And also, I think New Zealand has heaps of room for growth in the South Island NRL club around Christchurch or farther south will work wonders, says Annoy. Although I don't know whether or not enough people are into the NRL, like, because the Warriors struggle with support, don't they?
They do, yeah.
And adding a new team, definitely if it did take away from some of the Warriors' stock, might end up being a downfall of 2 teams rather than just the one, if that makes sense. But I mean, it would be interesting. I know that they've got the domestic league that goes on around New Zealand.
Yeah, but I don't know that it's that strong, is it?
No. You probably see a lot of unknown players go. The Black Ferns says Noah Rogers. And currently Wales getting close with this rolling maul. Couple metres short. New Zealand are enjoying the challenge, but that's going to be the try for, it was Lewis this time getting in for the try. That will be a nice try to score right at the end of the first half as well for the Welsh. Just to give them a bit of confidence heading into the next 40 minutes. But it is, how would you pronounce that first name? Fion Lewis? It's the double F.
Yeah, so one of them will be silent.
Fion Lewis. Kind of Fion. So it's almost like Fion A, but without the A. And instead they put an F at the start. Yeah. Welsh with Hamish, eh? Yeah, nice try from the Welsh there. But what we will do now that it is half time is we're going to see whether or not we can get the coverage back up on the PC. So it does seem like the Wi-Fi has come back now, which is always very good news. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause that one. We're going to unplug this, put that back into there. Go like this, go like this. And with a bit of luck, there we go. It is back. Like they're saying, a well-deserved reward here. Sus, says Greasy Boy. And there as well, but that is going to be now halftime in the contest. Kick has gone over, and the score will be 22 points to 7 in favour of the Kiwis. So probably on par for, I think, what some people would have been expecting. About a 15-point margin in favour of the Black Ferns. They did seem like they may have been able to ramp it up a little bit more at times throughout that first half, but in the end, Wales, they've still been a tough side, and they cannot underestimate them in the second half, or else it could get them in a little bit of trouble. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that video that was sent from Carl. You ready for this kickoff? All right. So this was in a game, I believe, in South Africa.
Whoops.
It was a pretty good kickoff, wasn't it? That's
Was
on the
it
Kiwi Lads
sevens?
Discord for anyone. No, I believe it was 15s.
She didn't look like she knew what she wanted to do with the ball.
No. Kind of looked like my drop kicks
Mm.
that I do down at the local ground. And happy you have blown up on YouTube, says Cruiser Boy. Appreciate that, mate. Cruiser Boy, one of the first people
Oh,
on the streams. Used to play Rocket League with him.
okay.
And I'll mention not very well. He had to carry the team.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Someone has to.
Yeah, and it wasn't me. And it's been a while since I joined one of your streams. And Black Ferns for the win, says Ryan there.
Mm.
Yeah, currently the Black Ferns, I'd say with the fact that they've already got the bonus point, they won't take too many risks in the second half because their points differential should also still be enough to be able to carry them over. And indeed, says Crazy Boy there. Yeah, second half just around the corner for the Black Ferns and Wales. I'm interested to see when the sides decide to unleash their benches because at the end of the day, there's some pretty good players off that Black Ferns bench that they may want to try and wait as long as physically possible before they do end up going. Was that a sentence?
No.
I was going to check the odds for this game, but then I forgot, hey, 21-7's the score in this ad. 22-7. At the moment, it's as if they knew. Almost in it. I say in it too much now. I'm a bit gangster.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? No. Currently in the first half, I have to say, when you talk about players who have done well, Woodman's done well, Tui's done well, and then if you had to pick someone else, I mean, Chelsea Bremner's been pretty solid. Did score herself that try early on in the contest. Brunt hasn't been too bad. Then for the Welsh, probably, I mean, I think a couple of those forwards, Kelsey Jones, has done pretty well throughout the early stages. Natalia John also getting involved throughout those rolling balls. Have you seen one of Reginald's latest videos? It's called New Zealand Tried to Kill Me. I do not know who Reginald is, but Reg Reynolds? Is that how you say it? Now the fullback is getting dominated by Wales. Then to get that together, if we play England, says, or if they play England, sorry, says Better Humans. Yeah, there's been a few moments. That rolling maul's looking strong from the Welsh. Also alongside that, the scrum. I was very impressed with the Welsh scrum. Seems like there are a lot of children at the ground in Auckland by the looks of it. And there's also one of those, what's that from? The yellow guy.
No, sorry, I didn't really.
I'm going to go back because he's from something, isn't he? That guy. There's like a show or something that has that, like, it's like a New Zealand rugby one. Is it still the first half? It is currently halftime in this contest. So we've probably got about 5 to 10 minutes until the second half gets underway. Halftime now, says Nov Mum. And there as well, I'm coming New Zealand, says Samanua. Like they're saying, Wales, they needed that momentum at the end of the first half to really give them some confidence. You have been yawning a bit, haven't you?
Oh, it's late night.
I was just checking to see this headset because it looks fancy, but I don't know. Oh, it's got a microphone there. I wonder if that mic actually works. I'm not too sure, though.
Okay.
Only recently got that headset out of the box. Also, different camera, I should mention, than our normal one. So do let us know if the quality is better, worse, or you can't tell any difference, which I believe it's probably the can't tell any difference for. But we've got a few more lights on that side just to even out the lighting. The big test will be when George comes around for a stream, if there's still that kind of glowing background, isn't it?
He just exudes that. Yeah, doesn't he?
And also, we've got there, say New Zealand again. It's cracking me up, says Paul. Kiwi accent. Gotta love it, don't you? It's like fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
We're going to have fish and chips for tea. What else do we say weird over here in New Zealand? Quite a few things, really. Our deck, as in like the outside on the wood, deck. Although that kind of sounds more Australian, doesn't it?
It does.
Deck. Probably shouldn't just say it by itself, should I? Down the wing. Great offload from Bremner there. Unselfishly gave it to Brunt. Was able to get herself over the line and score the try for the Black Ferns. Number 6 says Annoy. Yeah, 6 as well. 6, even though that's not how. Oh, I don't think that's how I say it. But number 6. Sounds 6. 6. It's 6, bro. Kiwis, we like to shorten everything. If there's an easy way of saying something, we'll just, just look at cheer. Remember when cheer was a big thing? It's pretty much to just save you from saying thank you. So it's like cheer, cheer. And say shot my G. Select. And there as well. I'm trying to think of other words that have gone through the eras of New Zealand slang. But I can't think of too many. I feel like I was never really hip with like what's cool to say. His real name is Ryan. He's a troll on YouTube. He thinks that Australia does not exist. And when you go to Australia, you're really in New Zealand and are on a drug called creatine. I see. Okay. And Yo Mean Ass Bro. So I guess Sweet Ass Bro was one that was popular at one stage. What did you used to say back in your day? Like while you were at school and whatnot?
No.
When you'd say cheer to your homies and whatnot.
What did you say it stood for?
Cheer.
Yeah.
Just thanks. Like hi. Pretty much any word that you can't be bothered saying.
Thanks.
So you just use basic manners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what's wrong with society now? No, we're not going to get into that.
Don't get started with the text messaging and they can't spell and grammar, punctuation. I
love autocorrect because if it wasn't for autocorrect, my messages would not look like messages. And I think some people actually do turn autocorrect off their phone so that they can actually, or they actually have to try and type. But I just kind of go like, and it kind of makes it. So I'm like, yep, good. And cheer the bro, says Paul, and you should play, or you should make a be a pro, or be a pro in Rugby League Live 4. I haven't actually tried that yet. I have done it on Rugby Challenge 4, so maybe we could try it on Rugby League perhaps. Oz and New Zealand are so similar. It's pretty cool to travel between each. Says Annoy, and they're close enough as well that you can just pretty much jump straight across, go on a short swim, and then you're in Australia. Not literally, you do need a plane. That one, and they're expensive at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
See, to go to Australia for Christmas is around $2,000.
To come over from Aussie to New Zealand for a family of 4, I was talking to someone yesterday. They said it was $5,000.
Lovely.
And that's just the airfares.
Yeah, not even accommodation. Johnny has said Nick Minute was a thing for all.
I wasn't cool with it.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, it's boring.
You had a motorbike though.
Yeah, well, that wasn't cool with it, was it?
Did you wear a leather jacket?
No, not on the motorbike. Still needed the warmth.
Did you wear a helmet?
Yeah, you had to.
Yeah, I was just checking.
Yeah.
About 2,000, that's a ton.
Used to ride my motorbike to work in Christchurch too.
Doing some wheelies?
No, I never had that sort of grunt. It's just what was it? A 175 might have been.
Okay. And Oz and New Zealand are so similar. I know, I read that one. And 6 hours on a plane from Auckland to Perth. Yeah, I guess Perth's a little bit different, isn't it? Because
never used to be able to fly direct to Perth, though, did you? You had to go to Sydney or something and then fly. So it's shorter than it used to be.
Did you hear about how they were trying to fly direct from, I think it was Auckland to New York?
Yeah, they kept having problems, didn't they?
Yeah, because of like the weather or something. It meant that they couldn't get there with the fuel consumption that they wanted or something.
Yeah.
Along those lines.
So have they sorted that now?
No, probably not. It's one of those ones that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it broke, don't fix it. That's normally the airline's motto. Not that one in particular. One day we'd like a sponsorship maybe, so shouldn't close the door completely. I'm still getting over finding out that New Zealand islands are actually completely separated, says Gareth. Yeah, it all came from about, I'd say 2,000 years ago when there was a divorce. And then they kind of, split. Stewart Island, South Island took the kid. Yep. That's why that little tiny one down the bottom is there. But yeah, it's interesting. We get told a whole heap of weird stuff at school of what happened with New Zealand and what actually the case type thing. And also going to start it on TV3. Does anyone live on those small islands between North and South Islands? Not really. I know that John Key has a house on one of the little islands off to the side.
Really?
George told me. He knows way too much about random things. Like, he's actually quite a brain box.
Yeah, but
And
where's he read it though?
I don't know. He just gets this information.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be talking to George, and then randomly he'll just go, "Hey, did you know about this literal randomest thing that's ever happened in the world?" And I'll be like, "No." And he'd be like, "Yeah, well, it happened." I'd be like, "Okay, good." No islands in between. Just Stewart Island right at the bottom, says Paul. And also we go there, the south, says Hanoi. Because we ended up going to Stewart Island a little while ago, didn't we? When we were kids. One of the choppiest boat rides you'll ever see.
Well, when we booked it, it was a drought, okay? And they said when we go over there to conserve water and all the rest of it, it rained the whole time, basically.
Yep.
Might have stopped for an hour or two, but not long.
Mm.
So it wasn't a drought when we got there.
No, it's really
And it was
weird.
stormy going on the boat, wasn't it?
Yeah. So who told you that it was just going to be flat little ride?
No one told me it was going to be flat.
Mm.
I was just ignoring it.
Yeah, you had a bit of seasickness.
Should have taken some more pills.
And then there was the Kia who wouldn't leave alone the window.
No.
Wanted to come in and hang out.
Yeah. And then we couldn't go on the boat on the way back, so we had to fly home. And then the guys had to drive down to Bluff to get our cars. Because they supplied a bus to go down, because we should have landed in Bluff, but then someone forgot their car keys. They left it with the ladies. So they had to come back, drop us off, or pick some of us up, and then had to go back to Bluff to get the car keys, or to pick up the other car.
Yeah.
So it was a fun few days, really.
Would you go again?
Yeah, I would, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'd quite like to go to Stewart Island again.
Okay.
But fly there and fly back.
Do you think you could ever see yourself living on Stewart Island?
No.
No? Too secluded?
Probably too cold.
No Maccas?
If I was going to live on an island, I'd live in the Pacific Islands somewhere.
Okay.
So it's warm.
Preferably
I don't know.
Cook Islands?
I
Or?
don't know. I haven't been to the Cook Islands. It'd have to be warm.
Apparently.
I could quite see myself doing something like that. Don't know about your dad, but
this is actually going to be a long halftime break again. They always have a long break, unfortunately, which is weird because some competitions, they're very quick, and then other competitions, it's just very not quick.
Yeah, I mean, let's get back on there.
That's a big drawbridge, isn't it?
It is.
The Rugby World Cup sponsored by, is that a Jeep? No, it's a Defender. What brand's that?
Shouldn't know, but.
And South Island was the boat, North Island was the fish, and Stewart Island was the hook. And the Maui, that Maui fished up the North Island stories, says Kiwi Gamer. I remember writing a novel. Well, not really a novel, but I remember writing about Hatupatu and the Bird Woman. And I wrote a massive speech when we were supposed to do like 3 sentences. I had to read it out in front of the assembly.
Did you?
You remember that? Hatupatu and the Bird Woman?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I just rambled. I just wrote a whole heap of rubbish.
That was in front of the office too, wasn't it? They put that up there. We've got that somewhere in one of the many containers out there, because I kept it. Sure I did.
Yeah, somewhere. They had New Zealand back out on the park now. And I see Sarah Hiddeny just gave a big high five to one of her teammates. So she's excited. She's going, it's 4. It's 4. 4 burgers. 4. She's keen for the after match meal. I'd get 4 burgers too if I just finished a rugby game.
Well, you can eat the 4 barbecue bacon double cheeseburgers. You can eat a few of them.
Yeah, they're small, aren't they?
They squish them.
New Zealand about to kick it off for the second half. The Munt will be getting us underway. Is it loud enough for you?
Yep.
Okay.
Why? Can you not hear it?
It's quiet for me, but that's all right. I just wanted to make sure you could hear it.
It's quite loud in mine.
Is it?
For a change.
Cruz trying to clean up that one for New Zealand, but Wales, they've got this one now on the 22-metre line. So it's Hiddeny who's come on the field. That is actually for Alana Bremner. Decided to make that change. That is actually the only change. So I hope that's not injury-based. That she's been taken off. New Zealand, they've been able to get this ball straight away, though, Start of the second half looking dangerous, just selling a couple dummies. 2 meters out from the line. Brilliant brilliant run from Teresa Fitzpatrick, New Zealand in. And that's almost going to be the quickest try of a half, I would think, throughout this Rugby World Cup competition. Definitely when they didn't have the ball to start with, but it's Maya Rose who's been able to get herself her first try of the Rugby Sevens World Cup. Black Ferns need to pick it up this half. Would you consider a try in 45 seconds a good start? Because they went very quick there. They just kept on going phase after phase. Great run from Fitzpatrick. And then the flat pass off into the hands of Ruse, who went over. Rui, Tui, go the girls. Says Paul there. And Stuart Island, good for Great Whites, says Hanoi there. And does anyone feel that Mandela effect of where New Zealand was, says Gareth? Is that how they were actually like attached to Australia thousands and thousands of years ago? Like, isn't that one? Or does it used to be a part of?
I don't know history.
Okay.
At all.
Fair enough.
I didn't listen when I was at school.
You're too busy thinking about the motorbike. Vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom. Yeah, my Harley that I was going to buy, but never did.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a nice pink Harley in Christchurch.
A pink one. What type of pink we talking? Like bright pink or
light pink? Just
subtle.
Yes.
That conversion's gone over, so now New Zealand's sitting 29 points to 7 at the moment. There, I've forgotten the name of it now, but New Zealand used to be attached to Australia and also a few other places, and they all made up that one that was called something starting with G, I think.
Did you really remember?
I can't think of the name now. Does anyone know what New Zealand used to be called when they were joined up with other countries way back in the day? I think it starts with G, but I could be wrong there. Goal, something. Goal. It's a goal. No, not too sure. Diana, that is a place now, but Ghana, another country.
Guinea.
Oh, how many more can you name that start with G? You've got another one that I can think of straight away. Well, in fact, 2.
Green Island.
Green Island. Green Island?
Greenland.
Greenland. Not a country.
Greenland, isn't it?
Mm-mm. You got Guatemala as another option. And also Gambia.
Gambia.
It's another option there. Although I think it's actually the Gambia, so I'll let you away with that one.
Okay. Well, it's actually Papua New Guinea, to be honest.
No, there is a Guinea as well, and Guinea-Bissau.
Really?
Yeah. There you go. Geography. Who doesn't love some fun facts?
Wow.
Tell you what, can anyone else name us? Oh, Gondwana, that's the name. Gondwana land. Geez, everyone knew it. And I was like, hey, lad, I see how much you have grown. I was here since 4.7K and still remember the day came to watch the All Blacks with you. See, here's Sinks Faults. And there was like, yeah, we have had a lot of growth over the last year and a half or so. I actually looked back to see when the last live stream, or the very first live stream we did, and it was a Mitre 10 Cup game in October 2020. So it's been about 2 years since the last time that we did since our first live stream. And yeah, ever since then, we've been going consistently. The game is frozen once again. I'm still wondering whether it's us or whether it is Spark Sport who are having their problems.
Oh, it's Spark Sport. Useless people.
Useless people indeed, yes. And also we have got there, I guess, an excellent start. I just said it, says Paul. And also, what part of New Zealand are you from? I am from Canterbury. So more specifically, a little bit further south. So South Canterbury, that kind of region. It's all right here. The sun's out, which is normally a good start. We're going to get the Spark Sport back up on the phone. I wonder if it is the coverage for us. Maybe the internet. We're going to blame our internet before we blame anything else. New Zealand have just scored themselves another try, though, in the contest. We're going to go like this. We're going to go like that. And we're going to switch it over back to this coverage. Here we go. And there we go. So New Zealand just driving at the line. And it was another try for the back line. Ours is frozen again. Yeah, Hamilton, says Paul. Do you support the Satyrs? I don't know if we're frozen or not at the moment. So I won't answer that yet. Don't know if we're back
when
yet.
It freezes when I'm...
You always look very angry, don't you?
I know.
Oh, it's back. Hello. So New Zealand just scored. was the number 12, Teresa Fitzpatrick, who was able to get the job done. We apologise for technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. If we could help them, we would. But
we can't.
They just seem to be a little bit disruptive today.
Yeah, now you.
I guess you could say.
Oh, it's all go.
And Aussie are indeed frozen. And anything is possible. And Chiefs Minka says Paul. And was a lot of people remembered New Zealand being on the left of Australia on a map, not the right. Geez, that must have been a little while ago. Do you think Kambosis has any chance today versus Hanny? I don't know enough about the two of them, sadly, to be able to comment too much on who I think is going to win. Who scored his ball? It was Fitzpatrick, the number 12 for the Black Ferns. Couple changes being made now. Looks like Taumata making her way out onto the park. And also at number 1, they have decided to make another change. And that will be for Crystal Murray, making her way out onto the field. So we are now watching on a miniature screen, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a small one, isn't it?
Very.
I'm just looking.
Do you want me to get my iPad?
Nah, it's all right. I'm trying to think of where the tripod is. That little one. Is it over there, is it? Should we get the little tripod and set it up about here? One moment, ladies and gentlemen. I will take those. Thank you. New Zealand with the scrum feed. Off the back now, and they go with the inside ball, 25 metres out from the line. That was very quick that you were able to find that.
I shifted it.
Ah. Right. New Zealand, they had a little knock on there. Ooh, I'll give you that back. Flatten this out very quickly. Now. It's not a fast process, this part.
No. Oh, it's done.
There we go.
Oh.
And
you do that one.
There we go. Right. And what we're going to do now, we're going to move that over to down there. We're going to put that up on there. Look at that. Kiwi ingenuity, eh? And they say that we ain't smart.
No.
New Zealand now, 48 minutes into the contest. They've got this ball back. Nice attack and run, finding the offload as well. Demant has done beautifully to hang on to that one. Now the cutout pass down the wing. Going to be plenty of pace there. Ball on the inside to Demant. One more to Ruby Tui. One more.
Oh,
and that's going to be another try for New Zealand. Brunt gets her second. And it's stupid how they don't stream the first New Zealand game of the World Cup. What a world record crowd, or with a world record crowd. And it was interesting because I know that they did it on 3 now, a little bit delayed compared to the coverage of the other ones. Best playmaker, in your opinion? Are we talking throughout this game? Because I would say that Demant probably gone a little bit unnoticed in this game with the amount of players she's been able to set up with her passing. But then also, Fitzpatrick, inside centre, doing very nicely. Ruby Tui was calling for it, but instead I believe it was actually Demant. Got her hands on the ball, started accelerating, found the offload to Ruby Tui. Tui is Portia playing today. And so, as a here tied back, says Hanoi. So, this stage, Portia Woodman, area is tied back, and she scored 2 tries in the process of this game. Just curious about the green screen. What cameras, phones are okay for a basic setup, says Hanoi. So, one of the keys for a green screen straight away is lighting. Because if we had bad lighting, do you want to turn that light off for a second, Mumsy, just as an example? Of course, it doesn't look too bad. So we're going to have to turn off one of our other lights. But pretty much if you aren't lit up in a good fashion, as you can see, you get that line there. Then if we turned off this one as well, you kind of end up with the little line. So lighting, definitely an important one for the green screen. And then it's just finding the streaming software that you can actually use that allows a green screen from your phone type thing. Which I believe something like a StreamYard might be a good. Shout out to New Zealand TV showing the World Cup said Sensei, they are showing it on delay a little bit. That kick has not gone over. So 39 points to 7 now in favour of the Black Ferns, starting to run away with it a bit more in this contest now, the ladies. Also, England beat Wales a few months ago by 51-5, so the Black Ferns are tracking well. Says William there, solid defence from the Ferns, says Harmy there. And also Ferns getting on with it now. Yeah, they've decided second half's come around. We want to try and get as many points as we physically can and really put that points differential up. Nicely taken inside of the 22 now for New Zealand. Good attacking run. A little knock on, though, from Brunt. Ankle, thanks for the tips, says Hanoi there as well. But yeah, I guess with a green screen, you can actually get away sometimes without a green screen. If you are either with a decent setup behind you, like a wall or something like that, or your other option is to some softwares actually allow you to say, I don't have a green screen, and it will still build up a picture around you type thing. So like we can click this. There we go. So this is what it would look like if we didn't have a green screen theoretically. As you can see, like this would be your normal background though. So we kind of, you can't move too much or else you start to disappear. This is where I need like a green cloak and just disappear completely in it. But
yeah, shadows in that, eh?
But it's still relatively decent for, I guess, what you get it for, if that makes sense. If you don't have a green screen that you own. There we go. That's us back with the green screen. As you can see, it takes out that little bit above the ears. Yeah,
cool.
Technology, isn't it?
Isn't it?
The scrum feed's going to be going in. Looks like it's gone relatively straight down for that last one. So it's going to be a scrum reset. Wales now in position. The thing is, I feel like they're not too far off getting themselves another try as well. I've been disappointed not to see much of Jasmine Joyce. I don't think she's run with the ball once.
No, okay.
She's down on this near side.
Yeah, number 14.
Number 14. Hopefully she gets the chance here. Ball is going to be fed in.
Because they got a good scrum.
Does get them quite a few advantages, and that's going to be what they use now. Go on short side. The pass to really no one, unfortunately, and that will be going back for the initial penalty in favour of Wales. Also, it takes out your ears. Says things. Yeah, this is not a good example because these are green headphones. So you won't normally have like the see-through part on them as well. But yeah, if you got something that's not green, works well. Which is interesting because your shirt, it's got a little bit of green on it, doesn't it? So that's why there are little patches on the mum that you can see through to Eden Park.
Don't know who to car.
A few of them around. But off the back, it just didn't really work for Wales, did it? I think the run originally was overrun by, I want to say it was Hannah Jones, and then they just waited too long. But now it's going to be the rolling maul chance. And yep, says CNX as well. Ponsonby going off the field, and Luca Connor. She was sensational in the last game up against Australia. As the game got a little bit later. And Murray also out onto the field. That is for Tangan Wainohu. To be thrown in, though, by Kelsey Jones. Rolling maul commences for Wales. You're still here in that car?
Yeah, they're looking in.
Are they?
I'm sure they went that way and was looking this way. I don't know.
Oh, did you wave?
No, I don't think they saw me.
They may have seen the green screen. It is a massive green sheet when you're looking from the road, maybe. It might have been like, why do they have a tree growing in their house? Oh, never mind, it's a green screen. Would you ever grow a tree in your house?
No.
Like a proper one?
No, because hay fever and sinus and stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What about Christmas tree? Would you ever get a real Christmas tree? No? Same answer for the...
Yeah.
Apparently 32 points.
Even though it would look quite cool, it just wouldn't work in our house.
No.
Or you get your sinus and that. Imagine it.
It'd just be a very sneezing Christmas.
Oh, it'd be... You'd go outside. And then it's just bad out there with the pollen and that, so...
Another scrum feed here. New Zealand this time going to be trying to defend it, but Wales, they keep on getting themselves those scrum advantages, which help them out big time in this contest. Second half, we've seen a lot more scrums than the first. Oh, it's a good push from New Zealand back, though. That time, I believe that's a little bit of a change that we've seen in the front row that did cause a bit of the extra impact. Now, Joyce.
The front row was pretty inexperienced, though, so... So they did all right.
Oh, stolen in the breakdown as well. Now Chelsea Bremner can get a bit more of a run. 25 minutes left on the clock for this game, ladies and gentlemen. between these two sides. It's kicked in behind, a lot of space opening up there,
Yeah.
but it's going to be available now at the back. I believe that is Snowsill being able to clean that one up. They just don't want to give it to Jasmine Joyce.
No.
I don't know why, though, because she's very good. I guess they don't want to isolate her, but look, she's just standing out there, hands on hips.
Mm.
It reminds me of my days of playing rugby.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the under-9s, how we just didn't get the ball when you're on the wing.
That's because your All Blacks coach wanted the halfback and first five to get the ball.
And by All Blacks coach, we mean someone who probably thought he was the All Blacks coach, but just wasn't very good at the coaching role. And Wales pay out for anything over 1 point is 2001. Wales pay out for anything over 1 point. Anything over 1 point. So as in, like, for Wales to get a try from here on, Novmum is paying $2,001? Because that's huge. Thought you were going to load up the TAB there. I can't. My phone's there. Sri Lanka won the toss and have chosen to bowl up against Namibia in their first game of the T20 World Cup. Do you think England looked okay for a bit or a bit off versus France? I think they had their moments. It didn't quite seem to gel as well as it did up against Fiji, but you could say that that's that extra little bit of pressure and a bit more structure that we see from France. Because Fiji, like, how do you defend a side that don't even know what move they're doing till they do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can't really teach that of being able to work out exactly what they're going to do. And that's where the second half, I think, for England really started to run away with that game for up against Fiji, was just they started going, right, we're going to play structured here and try and force them to play structured too. Nice run from Whitcliffe. Yet to go over the line. Oh, great run there. That's going to be Crystal Murray. Scores the try for the Black Ferns. And England, sorry, not England, Wales will be disappointed with that one, I would think, as in to win against New Zealand. Okay. You know, that makes sense because currently that's not happening. Crystal Murray, first try of the Rugby World Cup. You think we need to get rid of Ian Foster? It's an interesting one. I think we need to sort out World Rugby before we sort out Ian Foster.
They're not going to get rid of Foster until after the World Cup.
So that's the thing. Like, New Zealand Rugby, their decision-making for his coaching role, you'd have to say, has been a little bit shaky. It's like when they messaged or they tweeted or something saying, if Ian Foster is unsuccessful in either of the games in South Africa, we are going to have to, or we're going to make him resign. And then he wins one of the games and they go, oh, yeah, you're locked into the World Cup. And then New Zealand start losing again. And they go, oh, whoops. Maybe we shouldn't have locked him in so soon. But he's not going to resign because he's getting paid good money at the moment. Whether his team's winning or losing, he's making bank and he's going to be getting himself a nice house on the lakeside.
Yeah, well,
hiding away from society.
That's that'll be interesting. The World Cup will say it all, and then we'll get a new coach, and it might be too late then to get the one they should have. But,
yeah, he might already be tied in with England.
Yeah, that's the rumour, isn't it?
Great kick. That's a good kick. Has gone over. It's now going to make the score just a little bit more in favour of the Black Ferns, sitting 46 points to 7 now in this contest. Decent. And the Black Ferns really starting to ramp it up now. Crystal Murray, she's only been on the field for about 2.5 minutes. Has already been able to go in and get herself a try. And you see how much it means to her prop and partner and Taumata. It's going to be kicked off long by Wales. A little bit too long. Great kick. That's kind of a 7s kickoff. Trying to get it as deep as you can in the opposition 22. And now Wales are going to try and get the line out defence right. And Black Ferns by 50 plus. Haven't?
Not kick it like that.
Normally they'd have someone back there, wouldn't they? But
yeah,
Black Ferns just left the gap. Straight away, Megan Webb was able to find it. And it looks like now Jones has gone off the field. That is going to be for Lake. It's now made her way out onto the park. Now, nice ball from the Black Ferns. 10 metres out from their own line. Wales trying to get this one back. Good tackle made on the number 8, which in this one is McMiniman. I haven't said that name too much, mainly because I can't say it. So you just go the number 8 in it. Now, Bevan also on the field for Wales. That is replacing Lewis, the one try scorer that we have seen for Wales throughout this contest. And Fozzie Ford, a house in Devonport, Auckland, with an early payout, says Hanoi. So yeah, he won't mind. Like, at the end of the day, we've talked about this one on live streams before, but he's not getting another big coaching role. You wouldn't think. With a record like that, even the minnow teams don't really probably want him. So he's not getting paid again big money for his coaching. So he knows this is his last chance. So if you had the opportunity to resign when you're already a hated man because you've made the All Blacks lose, what's another few losses on the record, eh? Yes, it's the All Blacks legacy, but yes, he wants to feed his family and he wants to get a nice house. And he's going to be able to do that if New Zealand Rugby pretty much pay him out or don't pay him out. Either way, going to be making the moolah. And I wonder if the payout would end up cheaper than what they have now paying extra for Schmidt. It's a good question. It's a thing. They'll probably cost themselves money in the process. New Zealand Rugby.
Oh, New Zealand Rugby Board have got to look at themselves, don't they?
Now, back across Bevan. This could be Jasmine Joyce's chance. She's got the ball. Finally, Jasmine Joyce gets a chance down the wing. She's done the fence. She tries to offload it back, and she just didn't have any space. Portia Woodman had her pretty well covered, but that's the pace that you can expect from Jasmine Joyce. Finally touches the ball. Did you just hear a lamb barring? They think it's almost 5 o'clock.
It is.
Jasmine Joyce down the wing.
Yeah, but they might also be seeing people, so you don't know.
She just got wrestled into Dutch there, Jasmine Joyce. In the end, I felt sorry for Foz until he said the French ref was right to penalise Foley, says Hanoi there. Although Nigel Owens also said the French ref was right to
quite a few
blow
people
the whistle.
said the French ref was right in what he did.
And how you doing the Fijiana game after this, says Mr. Billy? I was hoping to, although we have got things that overlap, unfortunately, so we won't be able to cover that game. Plus, the Wi-Fi for this game has cut out about 3 or 4 times, so it may have been a bit of a stop-start one anyway, which is always the worst when you're trying to do commentary and you can't watch the game and just have to make it up, which is sometimes fun. You just tell people random stuff's happening. You go, oh, there's a random run down the wing. They've gone with the cross kicker and a backflip over the try. And anyone who's just tuning in just calls you an idiot. It's just fun.
God, you say some random shit.
I do, which is, I think, sometimes why people stick around. Because they just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's why I watch the game. I get...
Who plays this song? Of course, as they dim it right out. It's an older one. You're going to Google it. It's not Fleetwood Mac, is it?
No, it's either... Is it simply... Oh, I should know it, but...
I hope you're well, folks. Sebastian, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. The Wi-Fi, believe it or not, has not got any better since the Rugby League one. And morning, Seb. Early Sunday for you. And it's Musk's Satellites.
UB40.
UB40. You do be 40.
No, UB40.
I'm not 40. I'm 22. Another guy who hasn't been back out and haven't heard much about is Dave Rennie. Will he make the World Cup? It's almost too late to change.
Yeah, it is.
Wales with a nice rolling ball now. Go to girls.
Then again, if they really do shit over in the end of year tour.
Well, that ball's gone down. It's actually going to be classed as held up.
Yeah. If Aussie goes shit in the European tour, I think he's gone because Aussie won't want to hang on to him.
I guess theoretically they've still got another rugby championship, don't they?
Yeah, well, let's face it, they haven't got the players. Then they've had a few injuries this year.
Yeah. Right, the TMO, they're going to be checking this one. I can't hear the TMO, so you're going to have to talk us through this one, Mumsy.
Looking at the angles now.
Very good. And morning, guys. Hopefully you all good. And Wells says Nkosi. And as we certainly are. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing very well. Early morning start for yourself in South Africa. I believe about 6:45 a.m. Well, you're currently right. So the ball's in the hands of New Zealand.
Yeah.
So that's going to actually be considered as... Is that considered as stripped? Which then means that New Zealand
over the line?
Put the ball out.
5 metre scrum.
5 metre scrum to Wales, you think?
Yeah. That's what they've said.
Okay. Rennie has to pick available as Aussie dudes, or will lose everything, says it was Hanoi, or overseas Aussie dudes, sorry. I think that is. And also, morning Gareth, I don't really sleep in the weekends, too much sport around, says Sebastian. And also, he is a vampire, as we know. You know, vampires recognize vampires. Look how pale I am. That's how you know I sleep from my ceiling. Someone wanted me to do a Spider-Man costume and hang from the ceiling for the next live stream for Halloween.
Whose idea was that?
I think it was Bianca's.
Okay. No.
No?
It's an old ceiling, though.
I was going to say, I just
We are
fall
dropping
down.
it.
And I was like, I'm just thinking of me hanging upside down. Oh, I want to try, and then just thud. And then that's just, it goes silent.
Help. I can't move.
Yeah, I was just about to say that .au can definitely do something like that. Cheers, Gareth. They are very much, I guess you could say, not emotional, but very sporadical. No, what's the word? Where you just pretty much jump in. I had to get rid of a couple notifications. That was the Sri Lanka-Namibia game. It's just about to get underway. Currently now the scrum for Wales.
That round robin, that's a qualifying one, though, isn't it? To get into the main pool, isn't it? Like,
now you're saying in it.
In it.
We're doing any T20 World Cup together.
Yeah, I'd be keen.
Not too bad for the times either, 5 p.m. and 9 p.m.
Oh.
There you go.
If I could do the 9 p.m. on a Thursday.
Rolling more there. Wales, who's got that one? It's going to be a penalty once again for the Welsh. And you just land on your head like Peter O'Mahony, although I don't think I would bounce back the way that Peter O'Mahony does. The thing is, though, we've had like a bleeding nose on a live stream before, right? And we've had a few other like kind of...
Is that when I was subbed in?
Yeah. We had a few other interesting encounters. So more than likely what would happen if I fell on my head from the ceiling, I'd land there. I'd lie there for a bit going, oof, it's a bit painful. And then you just see me crawl back up to the chair and then just do the commentary again. Just act like it never happened. It would become a clip. ABs, I absolutely enjoy Cheers, says, and it was John. And also, is New Zealand better at cooking lamb dishes than Wales? Ooh. I mean, we make a mean roast lamb over here, but Wales also have quite a few sheep around, don't they? It's a very early morning, Hamish. I just want to catch up all the sport, or want to catch up on all the sport I missed from Friday, being tied up by work. Or Wellington Phoenix getting the equalising goal up against the Central Coast Mariners in the 88th minute. All bit of push and shove there. The argy-bargy, as I like to call it. Which only really works when Argentina's playing. Just makes sense, doesn't it? 15 minutes left in this contest. Oh, it's pretty easy for Argentina because they've got Marcos Crema and Thomas Lavanini. And those men think the goal of the game is to get a card. This time, New Zealand getting themselves the scrum penalty, I believe, was for the front row collapse. And yeah, it was on this near side. Crystal Murray put in the big shove. And I was like, South Africa does top the lamb cooking, no bias. Oh, I'd say South Africa tops the lamb cooking. Interesting. Because I know like a braai. If we ever go to South Africa, we've got to go to a braai, I've been told.
Okay.
And have some biltong. And some borouas, which I don't say correct. Which is a big sausage. 14 minutes left. And the match, bit of a counter ruck there from Wales, but unable to get that one back. 22 metres out from their line. The Black Ferns will continue to try and attack. Now Cox Edge with the wide cutout pass. Nice attack and run from Sita Hirini. Now around the side, Luca Connor decides that she'll go for the pick and go. Number 8 off the back to Cox Edge. Tries to break through the tackle, but Jasmine Joyce able to take her down. Also, Gareth, are you South African? You guys got great price. And there says Hanoi. And there as well, New Zealand almost giving up that ball on the breakdown. Cox Edge goes for the kick and behind. I mean, the good news about my sound only being half there, I can only hear crowd noise at the moment, which is good because I won't have to listen to her constantly being the ref for penalties. So it's good in a way. Now, inside ball. Wales, don't know whether or not she was expecting to get that one there for Jones, but she's done all right in the process. Still available for Wales. Looks like a little bit of cramp there for the number 10 Demant. Now back across. Here come the Welsh. They get themselves another try before the end of the contest. Big contact made on her. And the penalty goes the way of Wales. We'll be kicking this one downfield for touch. A few players down.
Yeah.
It's like there's a bit of an injury for Demant and a more serious looking injury for Wales. I'm not too sure what number that is. In fact, it might not be Demant who was down. I think it might have actually been Teresa Fitzpatrick. I stayed down a bit longer, which is a shame. She's had a good game. Probably would have got herself into the side for the next contest, which is up against Scotland next week.
And that's the end of the pool.
They were into the quarterfinals.
I suppose there's not that many. How many teams did you say there was?
There are 12. Maybe one day we'll extend to 16, but for now it's the 12. Top 2 go through, and then alongside that, it is then the best 2 third place teams. But I think theoretically could actually be 2 from the same group, although it won't be type thing, but it could be. But just in general, the kangaroo lamb is so amazing. Lamb shanks, lamb ribs. This chat also makes me hungry, says Gareth. It does. And also we have got there, there's like the Kangaroos versus Fiji men's league, says Annoy. And there is, very similar scoreline at the moment between them. But the Black Ferns, they've had a good game so far. Their backline, just looking through. So Woodman scored, Fitzpatrick scored, Brunt scored. Okay, so not actually too many. I know that there was a game yesterday that we actually saw the whole English backline other than their captain for rugby league scoring a try. Wow. They scored a good 13 or so, I think it was.
Yeah.
Something like that. Up against Samoans. There's never an inappropriate time to talk about food. That is true. Other than, there is Ramadan, isn't there? Which is where they're not allowed to eat.
Is that for a week or something?
Not sure, but that's got to be commitment, doesn't it? I thought it was for a month, but surely you eat at some stage. I think it's like late at night you eat or something.
Oh, you only have one meal or something.
Yeah, so that probably wouldn't be the best time to talk about a big, thick chicken fried rice or something while they're up to like 23rd hour.
Chicken fried burger or something.
Oh, chicken fried burger, put it on the KFC menu. They'll do it.
Yeah.
They put gravy in their burgers, didn't they?
They did.
Oh, Wales on the halfway line. Quick hands, almost stolen. Even quicker hands goes out to Jasmine Joyce. Right. She once again has to try and deal with it. She's chipped it in behind Jasmine Joyce, waiting for that ball to bounce up. It looks like it's running away awkwardly. Good shot made as well from the winger. What we're doing? We're going back for the penalty.
Yeah, they've given them.
Okay,
given them enough warnings. So.
I can't hear Davidson at the moment. Is that a penalty to Wales?
I think so, and yellow card maybe.
Ooh, okay. And I like eating sandwiches around gluten intolerant people.
Sarah
Hirini off the field. She has only just made her way out there. Now the difference is in sevens she'd be off the field for 2 minutes. This one she's got to add 8 extra minutes to that yellow card.
That's more or less the end of the game.
She might get 30 seconds or a minute at the end of it. But yeah, sandwiches are around gluten intolerant people. Tactical, I guess.
How do you know they are?
Oh, it's probably the ones who are looking at them like, just the angry look of, you're eating a sandwich. I don't like you anymore. Kicked it behind. Wales chasing after it this time now out on the other wing. It's going to be Newman, a lady who we haven't seen too much of throughout this contest either. Luca Connor makes the big shot on her. And how are you watching the game? Sky Sport or Spark Sport? So it is on Spark Sport for the Women's Rugby World Cup. Same as the Rugby League World Cup. Also taking place on Spark Sport. Now going for the backline movement. Jasmine Joyce shut down early by Portia Woodman. Oh, she's just been bumped up big time. I think that was actually Amy Duplessis who got a good shot on her, driving her into touch. New Zealand consider taking this one quickly, and they do not. A little bit of cheekiness from Ruby Tilley there. Acting like she was going to throw it across. So the result in the Wellington Phoenix game was a 2-2 draw.
Another draw.
Congrats, New Zealand ladies, says Sebastian there. And finished this, Gareth. Not quite 10 minutes left of the contest. And I don't think either side have finished scoring as of yet. I want to say that Wales have still got one in them. They've had some good moments here, definitely with a woman advantage. Should be able to use it, make the most of it. And Hamish, do you qualify with an English/Scottish passport? As many Southerners have Scottish background, says Hanoi. Am I Scottish? No?
Oh, And the way down the
line.
Yep.
Was I in Braveheart?
Your namesake was.
Mm-hmm. I feel like William Wallace is a very Scottish name, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Hamish now going through. Nice pass off to Crystal Murray. Has a lady on the outside. It's Sarah Coxedge. Oh, Kendra, sorry. Not Sarah. Who's Sarah Coxedge? I know a Sarah Coxedge, I think. Oh, no, I don't. I know it around the other way. Sarah. But I won't say her full name.
No.
She went to my school.
Oh.
Now, 30 metres out. Big run. Doing very nicely indeed there once again. Now Luke O'Connor finds the offload to Coxedge. Ruby Tui takes contact, tries to fire the ball back, but Kaylee Pell is able to make a nice tackle there. 30 metres out from the line now after 5 phases. Black Ferns going to be on attack. That was a little bit cheeky trying to rush up there. Get up early. Wasn't quite effective. Luke O'Connor, she was asking for that ball, and it seemed like one on the ground was trying to hang on to it. Just a little bit longer. Advantage for the Black Ferns. Wales doing nicely with the clean out there. Now inside ball off to Luke O'Connor. Was considered forward though. So it is going to be going back for another penalty. Coxedge takes a quick tap. New Zealand now looking to the wide cutout pass. Out to Portia Woodman. Good tackle from Jasmine Joyce around the ankles. Had to be made or else Portia might have been finding herself her 3rd try of the contest. Coxedge on the short side. Great step from Demand. She's through. And it will be the 50 points now for the Black Ferns up against the Welsh. Thanks for sharing this. Very entertaining and much appreciated. Says AGZ, no worries at all. And we have got plenty more coming in the future for the Women's World Cup next weekend. Few big matches, deciding matches as well for who makes it through to the quarterfinals. Yeah, it's going to be very entertaining rugby. All right, guys, have a good day or night. See you, Gareth. We will see you later on, mate. And also take care, Gareth, says Sebastian. And the chat as well. But Demand. Right, so that just leaves, we consider the halfback, I guess, as one of the backs, yes? Halfway there, because Baylor didn't score, but if Coxedge scores, then I believe that just leaves Whitcliffe out on the one wing, who we've hardly seen throughout this matchup, and then Ruby Tui, the other lady who hasn't been able to score herself a try. Are they half a forward as well?
No.
No?
Never been.
Okay.
Always a back.
So where's their other half?
They stand behind the forward pack.
Because if they're only a halfback, what else are they?
Half. Nothing. I don't know. Why ask the question? There's only 10 minutes left.
The kicker's missed. Hey, that's not finished. Why have they said that that's finished? The game has still got 10 minutes left. They forgot that it's an 80-minute game of rugby. The Black Ferns moving up to 51 points now.
Did it used to be 70?
No. Flash score just does some things sometimes that make people question them.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering why everyone's getting finished.
And also Fitty Bomb. And then as well says Gareth. Oh, sorry, that was Sebastian, and also the waving from Maxa Plays. So yeah, just to clarify, not the end of the game. Even though it says it is, it's not. It is trying to lie to you. Currently 7 minutes left.
I was wondering why everyone was finished.
Now New Zealand still looking to head forward. Oh, that was a bit of aggression in the breakdown, wasn't it? Wales losing their footing now. Coxedge goes back across, chipped in behind, sitting up nicely, not quite taken cleanly by Amy Duplessis. And now it's Jasmine Joyce. I really wanted to score just because of how much I picked her up at the start of the game.
I know, but they've taken care of her quite well.
She's taken the quick tap though, and now she's accelerating. Jasmine Joyce wrestled down by Coxedge. Almost stolen in the breakdown. And in fact, it was stolen in the breakdown by Portia Woodman. Now the ducking underneath the tackles for the Black Ferns, going towards the halfway line. Amy Duplessis looks for the pass on the inside. It's gone back into the hands of Jasmine Joyce. Here she comes now. With the step as well. No, Portia's just got her, hasn't she? Portia's done very well.
It's quite small, that screen.
It is. It's quite hard to get the numbers, isn't it? Now back across. Wales, another attack in play here. And it's going to be Megan Webb. Inside ball. Little mistake, but Wales have got themselves the penalty again.
It's another one in the bin.
Whose bright idea was it? Oh, the Rugby World Cup at the same time as the T20 World Cup. Exactly right. And the Rugby League World Cup. Yellow card for the Black Ferns there. So they are going to be playing with 13 ladies on the field now. It's going to be kicked into touch. Surely Wales score here. Even though the game's not finished. Once again, they're lying. They are trying to tell you false information. And you have 5 minutes to get this match finished. says BAL there.
Oh,
It's come back.
How
There you go. I wonder who pressed the finish button and then just sat there going, oh no, they're still running around. I might have to quickly change that. Now, Wales, about 15 metres out. Is this their try coming?
It has to be.
Do you think? Who's going to score it?
Your winger.
My winger, Jasmine Joyce. Well, Luke O'Connor is down currently with an injury, though, so that will stall the game a little bit longer. I wonder if they've got more than just the 2 seats, because Miniman, she's off the field. Instead of Hinney's just having a bit of a laugh about it. So
well, they said try not to do eye contact in the naughty corner.
Yeah. Quite a crowded corner at the moment for New Zealand. And who could the Black Ferns play first in the knockouts, says the Lim report. It's still a little bit unconfirmed, but if they finish top of their group, I believe they will end up playing one of the lower ranked teams who finished in 3rd in their pools. And 51-7, huh? I wonder who'll win this one, says BAL there. And also the ABs, Modern Ferns, on making the 2nd round, by the way, says the Lim report. Yeah, with a solid win here. You'd like to think their points differential would be strong enough that they don't get knocked out at this point. Definitely with only the 4 games.
It'd be a shame if. I mean, the way they came back against the Aussies must have, G'd them up a bit.
I guess it gave them the confidence to be able to make so many changes here as well.
Yeah, and they had to do the changes so that, you got to play your whole squad. Otherwise, who do you know?
And they will be top with a win over Aussie, says the Lim report there. So Namibia versus Sri Lanka has just started in the T20. Namibia batting first for anyone wondering about that T20 World Cup. Now going off to the short side for Wales, 15 metres out from the line. Can they get themselves a try here? I kind of want to see one, or I at least want to see a decent attempt. Because the Black Ferns, they've done well to shut them down throughout this match, but I think it would do the Black Ferns good to have to do some goal line defence from about 5 metres out.
Yeah.
Just to keep them progressing in the competition. Demant tries to get in the breakdown, unable to get it back. Now the cross kick after it will be Jasmine Joyce out on the wing. Well done by Portia Woodman to be able to get jockey her. She looks like she's gone down. Maybe a rib injury of some sort for Portia Woodman here.
I think she got.
You think she winded herself?
Or a boot in the side.
Paping. That was very loud.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. Right. Oh, no, it's actually Ruby Tui out there on the wing who stayed down a little bit longer. And also, I'm calling both games. And also, we have got there, and only Scotland to come. Ricky Swannell was such an awesome commentator, by the way. Such a joy to listen to. And Wales versus New Zealand battle with the Sheeps, says BAL. South Africa actually have quite a few sheep as well, don't they? I think I was talking to someone about that on a live stream a while ago, because they said New Zealand and Wales get a lot of the rap for the sheep, but South Africa actually have more sheep. It's just less sheep per person type thing. Whereas in New Zealand at one point, it was about every person in New Zealand on statistical wise had at least 1 sheep. That's going to be the try for Wales, and it is the rolling maul this time that gets them over the line. It looks like they're charging back to the halfway line. They still think that there's a chance at a bonus point here. They need another 2 tries, though, to be able to do so. 2 minutes, though, you never know. Playing against 13. Good rolling maul, just throwing themselves over the line. That kick has missed, but the score will be now 12 points to Wales and 51 to New Zealand. Now, I did say I wanted to see Wales get a bit of an attack going. I didn't expect them to get through that easy, though.
No.
Which now makes me a little bit concerned for the Black Ferns a little bit further forward, although you'd have to say at this stage they're probably taking the foot off the gas a bit. And also they are missing a couple forwards, so maybe just not quite committing as many to that rolling maul as they would like to. Still very good from Wales, though.
Yeah.
To be able to get that rolling maul try. Now, 2 minutes left on the clock. New Zealand jogging up to the halfway line. Sarah Hinney, she is about 30 seconds away from getting to come back out on the field. The South Africans don't marry their sheep, says BAL there.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, New Zealanders have got a bad rap in the past sometimes, haven't they? Same with the Welsh. Coxedge now trying to charge forward.
No, that's
now, it's a terrible offload from Coxedge. New Zealand, they've given up possession. Wales now with another attacking opportunity. They're inside of their own 22, so kicking it downfield. Finding a bit of space in behind, and the ball slowly curving towards the touch line. Cleaning up nicely. Ruby Tui. Geez, there's a player who's gone down pretty hard there. That was Amy Duplessis. Now Ruby Tui finds the offload up. Demand trying to go through, finds another offload. Good, hanging on to the ball there from the big replacement lock, Nan Wu. Now Cox Edge. Looked like she was considering kicking that one out. She was a minute early. New Zealand get the penalty. Okay, the scoreboard, or at least the app that I use, is a little bit behind. It's just now told us that Wales have scored. Wellington or Canterbury, I'd say Canterbury at home are hard to beat, but we've seen a lot more close games for Canterbury ever since the second half of the season. So I'm going to say Wellington are going to make it hard either side to win by 7 or less.
Like Wellington too.
Yeah, that's good. Do you have any players in that Wellington side that you're not the biggest fan of?
Who are you trying to say?
Oh, just one of them in particular, a halfback.
He was a bit quiet.
Yeah, at least he was actually being decent.
Maybe he's been told to shut up.
Maybe. Now that's going to be the siren. New Zealand, I don't think they're the type of side that will kick this one out. Definitely not when they've got an advantage as well. Might as well go for one last attack. Try and get one extra try at the end of the game. Did you realise last game they got 41? This game, they might get 51. And there's Max. Oh, it depends on whether or not this cross kick pays off. Gone straight into the hands of Portia Woodman. Steps round. Jasmine Joyce going forward. Ball on the outside to Ruby Tui. And she will go in for the try at the end. And that will be New Zealand now moving up to 56 points. So Whitcliffe and also the halfback. The only 2 didn't score, I believe, in the back line. But she has got 3 Rugby World Cup tries for Ruby Tui. It went out wide. Portia Woodman does a nice step around Jasmine Joyce. Unfortunately, the legs are just not quite long enough for Jasmine Joyce up against Portia Woodman. And the strength factor does certainly go in favour of the Kiwi as well. But that is going to make the end score in this game 56 points to 12 with a kick to come. And also we have got a face from Max and there as well. Jasmine Joyce, disappointed. Bit harsh to give her the big zoom in of the face after conceding the last try, isn't it? Kick going to be lined up here by Chubik. And she gets some decent distance on them. She missed her last kick. You think she's getting this one?
I said the goal kicking hasn't been of the highest order, but look where they've been.
Right out on the wing. So that is going to be the end of the game. 56 points for the Black Ferns and 12 to Wales. That will conclude our live commentary of this game. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We've got plenty more coming throughout the week, including some more of the Rugby League World Cup. The T20 World Cup is getting underway, so we will be covering some of those contests on the channel as well. Next weekend, we've got the Women's World Cup, the URC, maybe a little bit of Gallagher Premiership scattered in there as well if we have time. But thank you all very much for an enjoyable weekend. Hope you enjoyed yourself throughout this game. Big win for the Black Ferns.
Another big win. Who can't enjoy that?
Probably the opposition.
Yeah, true.
Although Wales had their moments, didn't they?
They did, but the Black Ferns, yeah, they came good. So.
And now they'll be looking forward to their next week's game up against the Scottish.
That'll be a hard one too, wouldn't it?
Might be a bit tricky, yeah. Seeing as Australia, they were able to beat Scotland, but that was kind of with those women advantages near the end of the game, wasn't it? Nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, like I mentioned, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you all for the next one.